Hello and welcome to the Trish Rock Inspires podcast, where we explore spirituality, intuition, and life so that you can learn a different and greater perspective on who you are, why you are here, and find more meaning and purpose in your life. Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your favorite podcasts. But now, sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode 4 of this series in Trish Rock Inspires, which is called Sparking Your Spirit. And we have got the most amazing, beautiful, perfect guest that fits this today, Suzy Cherub. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Trish. I just love and adore everything you do. And this topic is so perfect for us.
It absolutely is. So Suzy Cherub is a renowned spiritual mentor and intuitive luminary with a rich tapestry of experience spanning over 25 years as a Reiki Master Teacher, Theta Healing Practitioner, and NLP Transformist. Celebrated as an award-winning psychic medium, Suzy's profound synergy with the spiritual realm is unmistakable. As the creative force behind a series of oracle card decks and the insightful host of the Ask the Oracle podcast, she is dedicated to sparking your spirit and intuitive light. Suzy's calling is to kindle the intuitive flame that resides in every being. Her endeavours, deeply entrenched in the empowerment of women and the nurturing of goddess energy, are designed to shepherd seekers on their path to harnessing their innate intuitive prowess. Through her bespoke psychic coaching sessions and enlightening discovery calls, Suzy facilitates a transformative odyssey into the mystical, unlocking the doors to self-discovery and spiritual transcendence. And that is all very true. And we have known each other for a long time. And I absolutely love what you bring to this world. And it's all based in such loving energy, and anybody who's ever met you would describe you as love. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for that. That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're
right back at you, sister. I feel the same way about you. Yeah.
So it's so great to have you back on the podcast. I did a series, must have been series 2, I think, and now we're in series 6. Where I had you on and many other spiritual people, and we delved into a few of these topics. But we were just talking before about how much life has evolved for us all over these last 4 or 5 years, and we're all evolving and expanding, and as such, our work evolves and expands as well, which I think is a real blessing. It's a real blessing. So
Exactly.
Yeah. So Suzy, with over 25 years, and probably more, as a psychic medium, Reiki Master, and intuitive healer, how do you see the evolution of spiritual practices influencing modern healing and also just the way people operate in the world, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, Trish, it's an ever-evolving journey, and we all learn and grow and evolve and ascend and move forward and all that beautiful stuff. And what I like to do is marriage the ancient healing practices with more modern modalities on this ever-evolving journey. So I practice a lot of modalities that incorporate more of that mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual transformation, or mind, body, soul, if you like, because we are multidimensional beings and we need a more multifaceted approach to healing for it to fully work. And, you know, I think a lot of people are turning away from big pharma, although I do believe there is a place for scientific and spiritual healing as well. So, yeah, I kind of like to weave Reiki, NLP, Theta Healing. I like to weave more of that healing empowerment practices into everything I do, and in a more kind of a contemporary way, so that people feel like it's really relevant to where they're at. So I like to meet them wherever they're kind of at on their journey. And that's an intuitive kind of approach that I take with my clients. So
Mm,
yeah, it's interesting,
mm.
isn't it? Because I think as we evolve, I think our spiritual practices and rituals kind of need to move forward with us as well. So it's more significant to modern times, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, I believe that more and more people are waking up to the power that they have within themselves. So to bring that healing to them and kind of show them that they've got that power within them to heal in so many ways themselves.
Oh, I love that so
It's
much.
wonderful.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, um, our
Mm.
body temple is so intuitive and so instinctive, and it's
Yeah.
designed to regenerate. And on all levels too, on that kind of, as I said to you before, that multifaceted approach to healing. I think when you only focus on the physical side of things, um, often the illness will, repeat or,
It'll, it'll
whatever
pop
it
up.
might be.
It'll
So,
pop up somewhere
yeah,
else.
yes, that inborn innate wisdom
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
heal. Absolutely. I love the way you explained that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And I think you and I are very similar, when we are working with clients, whether it's coaching or the spiritual coaching or with mentoring or, doing a reading. It's really about empowering that person to um, to heal themselves on all levels, whether it is physical or emotional or spiritual, mental. Giving people the power back, right?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you know, readings are often predictive and guidance moving forward and all of that. But I think you and I are definitely on the same page when it comes to, more empowering guidance of,
Yeah,
not getting stuck in story and seeing the wisdom in your own story and consciously creating a new story. And
yeah,
knowing that we do have the ability to transform and heal. I mean, that's what we're designed to do, which is
yeah,
once you realize that, you can take your power back. As you said,
yeah.
so cool. I love it. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And uh, your oracle card decks, you've got 4 decks now. So very exciting. And they're all just beautiful. And they're designed to help people access their intuition, which in turn will empower them to listen to their internal guidance. Um, but what inspired you to create these decks? And what are you hoping that the users will get from each of the decks? They're all very different, but very empowering.
Oh, thank you so much. I love designing the oracle card decks. And
Yeah,
the main reason for wanting to go down that path is because after thousands of readings, what I realized was that I really wanted to help people move forward in a really positive way. So I incorporate, faith in action steps, the chakras, so it's not just about kind of like, as I said to you, more of that prophetic type thing. It's also about, well, what do we do with this information?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like it's so just more empowering messages. So predictive, but also empowering. And I love
Mm.
traveling to sacred sites as well. I
I
love
was I was
travel.
just going to say you've got a lot of ancient wisdom in these cards from all of these ancient sites that you've gone to, and
Oh, thank you for
yeah,
noticing that. Yeah.
yeah,
So, channeling the relevant divinities of all
yeah,
these beautiful ancient sacred sites all over the planet.
yeah,
I've still got a lot more on the bucket list, but and I love researching spiritual mythology as well. And
yeah.
I love writing and I love poetry and I love, insights and creative messages and all of that sort of thing. So I love channeling spirit and collaborating with artists because I love the
Mm,
arts, and to create cards with real depth and diversity as well. So I
yeah,
think it's really important that, all my Oracle card decks are very diverse,
yeah, yeah,
so that everyone can see a representation of themselves within the Oracle cards as well. So it's my heart job and I
yeah.
absolutely love it. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
and
was the main reason behind that.
all of
Yeah.
those things you love come together in each of those decks. You can see it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good way
Um,
of explaining it. Yeah.
yeah, everything you just said that you love, it all comes together in those decks. Um,
Yes.
Now you've dedicated your mission to sparking your spirit and intuitive light. Could you elaborate on what this means to you and how you incorporate that into your work? And just before you answer that, of course, this series is called Sparking Your Spirit. And, I've got a lot of guests coming on, including some talks I'm doing that are about that topic, but we all spark the spirit in other people or ourselves in so many different ways. And so, when you're talking about sparking spirit, I feel like you're doing it in many different ways as well, like literally with the spirits, but also their own empowered spirit. So,
Oh, what a great topic. Good on you for creating this. This is amazing.
yeah,
I believe that we're all born intuitive,
yeah,
but some of us are more in tune with it than others. And of course, spiritual practices like meditation, courses, retreats, whatever, awaken our inborn wisdom and intuitive connection. Sometimes these abilities are dormant, and perhaps need to be activated, and that might happen through, unfortunately for some people, the dark night of the souls, the trauma and all of that. But often it's activated through deliberate spiritual practice,
mm,
noticing the glimmers, not just the triggers. I mean, the triggers are great for spiritual growth and for, doing that beautiful deep shadow work and all of that.
mm,
But, we don't often talk about the actual glimmers, living, to seek, create, and kind of, walk the beauty way, I think, like noticing
yeah.
those beautiful glimmers as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that because a lot of times people just wait for the adversity, or they wait until they get a few taps, and they wait until the 4x4 across the head, or they wait
Yeah.
until there comes a point where they have to notice. So why not
Yes.
deliberately and consciously notice every day? Because we're all getting those sparks of light and sparks of messages, sparks from spirit every day, all the time, if we're open to it. Mm.
Yes. Yep. Being self-aware, being the observer, um, yeah, all of that. And I truly believe that inner happiness comes from that spiritual connection to oneness unity.
Yeah,
And we're all searching for belonging, and we're all searching for more meaning in our lives. And that spiritual side, if you can lean into that and consciously grow and expand that, you
yeah,
know, um, even, things like depression, and I don't say that lightly because I know that it's a lot more complicated than that, but I truly believe that inner happiness quite often comes when you do have spiritual practices and you do kind of lean into that spiritual side of self, and you're living a more intuitive, instinctive life, and you're consciously seeking beauty, beauty in life as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And that's something I've really worked on in the last few years. And I never feel alone or lonely, actually, even though I am on my own most of the time, because I don't I'm not relying on the external for how I
Oh,
feel.
I love
And
that.
yeah,
Exactly.
and I think more and more people are taking that inner responsibility on now. And not that we don't need people on the outside, but how we feel shouldn't be determined by
Yes.
what's going on out there. And when you're really doing those practices, when you're in tune, because we have our moments, all of us, every day.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had a big one today, actually, a big meltdown. But I just went and sat in the sun and listened to some beautiful music for a few minutes, and it just brings you back to yourself. And so it's those little practices that you have to deliberately do. So I
I
love
love
that.
that. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a crappy day.
No,
It just means, and it's important that we don't bypass any of our feelings, because you do have to feel it to heal it. But in
yes,
saying that, I feel like, but you don't want to get stuck in that place, do you?
no,
You
no,
know, and when you have strategies that can really bring you out of that deep, dark hole, or the spiral, or the meltdown, we all have them. But
exactly.
you're quite right. I truly believe that happiness is an inside job.
Yeah,
And instant gratification is simply that. It's instant. It does not last. It's like instant pudding,
yeah,
artificially coloured and flavoured, right? So, and all the things we do to, to numb, and we're all guilty of it. Our
yeah,
devices, Netflix, whatever it might be. We all do it. But I think it's
exactly.
important to also. I love that you said the sunshine, because I think going back into nature
Yes,
actually brings us back to our inborn nature.
yeah,
Yeah, and that beautiful, calm, peaceful place,
exactly,
which is where the
exactly.
real magic happens, isn't it? When
Oh,
in the
yeah.
stillness. Yeah,
And all the little
yeah.
nature spirits, the trees talk to me when I sit outside. I can say
Oh
that to
gosh,
you
no
because you
wonder we
don't
get
think I'm
on.
nuts. I can't say that to everybody. They think I'm crazy.
You can definitely say that to me. I totally
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Now, you are a champion of female empowerment and goddess energy. How do you integrate these principles into your wonderful psychic coaching programs that you offer?
Thank you, my love. So I believe that, intuition, instincts, all that beautiful creative energy, healing, and birthing all stem from the sacred feminine. So these divine energies exist within all of us, regardless of our gender as well. I know we all get really stuck on gender and labels,
Yeah.
but I'm talking more about the sacred feminine essence. So I also believe we're all very equal on this journey, and regardless of labels, women and girls are still not treated equally, but the divine feminine is rising to come into balance with the sacred masculine.
Yeah.
So I always feel called to do a little bit to make sure this ever-evolving kind of, this ascension kind of happens. So even my oracle card decks, my programs, almost everything I do integrates the sacred feminine in a way that is bringing it into alignment, into balance with the sacred masculine as well. So I
Yeah.
guess it's through mainly intuition and all that beautiful kind of, self-compassion and self-forgiveness. And, a lot of that is that beautiful sacred feminine energy. So it just sort of makes sense that that is
Mm.
something that I align with and integrate into my work. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've seen the power of that in groups of women, but also, groups that I've been in with you that have men and women, bringing all of that intuitive gifts from inside, bringing all that out. That's all very feminine energy too. So, you know, I've seen you work this with men and women, and I think it's very powerful. And it's definitely rising up in more and more people, that softness and that caring and that
Oh, beautiful.
inner
That soft
knowledge.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, as women, we're fiercely protective. You know, we can be quite fierce, but we
yeah,
also have that really beautiful soft strength as well, you
yeah,
know. And yeah, it's amazing. So,
yeah.
and I just love that goddess empowerment, you know, bringing the ancient, sacred, feminine divinities into the here and now, you know, like it's almost healing that side of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
And
Yeah,
do you think there's a common thread over the years that you've been working with people and in the intuitive field? Do you think there's a common thread that brings people to start doing this work?
absolutely. I think it's really interesting, isn't it? Because I believe all pathways lead to the same place, okay? But that particular pathway needs to really resonate with you because then it becomes more powerful and more potent.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you actually because I've known you for a long time. And, you know, our spiritual practices
Yeah.
evolve and change. Like I taught angelic Reiki for years. So I was very much into, you know, angel magic and all of that, you know, and the Kabbalah and all that
Mm,
beautiful angelic energy. But over the years, you know, I've really kind of really lent into that, you know, the goddess empowerment work because it just makes perfect sense
yeah.
um, to the kind of work I'm doing. So, yeah, and it does change and it does evolve, and that's okay because as we grow and change, our communities do, and what
Exactly.
we do changes as well. So,
It
yeah,
does. Yeah, we were just talking about that before, that, you know, how much, you know, even just you and I have evolved in the last 4 or 5 years, and um, yeah, and which means our work has to evolve. You know, if you're
exactly.
evolving as a person, then your life has to evolve. You
Yes.
can't
And
stay
you know
still
what
in
we
the
were
same
doing 25
reality.
what we were doing 25 years ago was perfect 25 years ago. You know,
Exactly.
what we're doing here and now is in alignment with the here and now. So
Yeah.
it's not good,
Yeah.
bad, right, or wrong. It simply is. So, you
Yeah.
know, but I also think it makes it more interesting too. I don't know about you, Trish, but you know, I like to learn and grow and expand, and you never stop learning and growing. So it kind of makes sense that we explore different modalities and different
Exactly.
spiritual essences and all of that too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of really deep learning in different things that we come across. So, yeah,
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 and that all creates different realities. So we're also then experiencing different realities to have fun in, which is why we're here. We're here.
that's a
We're here
juicy
to,
topic.
yeah, you know, we're here to
That's a
experience
juicy topic, yes.
joy. So
And
yeah,
there's so many aspects of self too. Like
yeah,
we're not black or white. We're not even gray. I think we're like, you know, trillions of rainbow colors. Who knows? You know, there's so many different facets of self that, you
that's
know,
right.
why get stuck in the one dimension, you
I
know?
know, right? Why not explore
Right.
whatever comes along? And I think that's just getting faster and faster. Do you think, as the universe is evolving as well, all of that is kind of speeding up too. So something that, and I've seen that in my life too, something that might have many years ago taken me a year to step into, it's now like, bam, next month I'm there.
That's so interesting. I totally agree. There's definitely a quickening happening. Things do seem to be happening so fast,
Yeah,
and things are speeding up, you know.
yeah,
You're quite right. Like once upon a time, if you went into business, people would say, it's going to take you 7 years to establish your business. these days, you know, people are doing it in 7 months or 7 weeks, or some people 7 hours, 7 days, you know, like, yeah, there's definitely
It's just
an
so fast.
acceleration happening.
There
Yeah.
absolutely is. There
Yeah.
absolutely is. Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's like less. I feel like, yeah, there's less interference. There's less interference to what we want, to experiencing it. I feel like there used to be a lot more interference, which meant it took longer for us to realize it. But now there's far less interference, and if we wanted, we can realize it immediately. So,
Now, isn't that interesting? Because I often think, is that a personal perspective or is that a collective one? I think it's
yeah,
both.
yeah,
And, you know, through osmosis, you know, if you're doing the work, you
yeah.
are, that ripple effect is kind of rippling out too, isn't it? So
It
you don't
absolutely
have to
is.
like force change on people. You just have to
No,
be it and live
just
it.
got to.
Yeah.
You've just got to be it
Lived
and live it. That's
experience.
exactly right. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, yeah. So outside of the people that you've directly worked with, you've probably influenced, you know, hundreds of thousands, probably millions in the time. You know, just with your beautiful energy that ripples out. So, you know, I think sometimes we can also underestimate the power of our work.
Oh, exactly. Like every now and again you come across someone and they go, oh, you know, I don't know. Do you remember me, you know, 10 years ago? You know, who knows? So, yeah, it's just not that I need that validation, but I think it's just so lovely when you do actually positively impact on somebody's life in a really beautiful way. Yeah, it's just,
Exactly. And
you know, why we're
it
here.
creates the ripple effect in their life then, and all the people around them. That's what I love, how it just kind of flows on, and you know, that spark that we can um, pass on to someone, or give, or light up within someone, you know, even if we don't see the difference at that moment,
Yeah.
eventually that spark gets bigger,
Oh,
and
I
it just
love
makes
that.
a huge difference to people's lives. And yeah, and I think that's really one of the beautiful, wondrous things of this work is, you know,
I
the
love the way
little
you
sparks we
explained
can
that.
light inside
The little
people.
sparks, you know,
Yeah,
the little kind of aha moments and insights and
yeah,
just I love that, like activating, igniting
yeah.
just through what we do. I love that idea.
Just through what we do and
Yeah.
what we
And you
say.
know, and
Yeah,
once again that spark gets passed on, doesn't it? As you said, it's like a
yeah,
domino effect,
exactly.
or yeah,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
And
It's
now
so
you
beautiful. I
do,
love that.
you have discovery calls with people where they can give you a call, and what normally leads people to hop on a call with you? Do you find that there's like a common thread there? It's you know, do people all of a sudden get to a point where it's like, right, I need, something needs to change in my life?
Oh yeah, I feel like, you know, they often come to me when they're looking for more meaning in their lives,
Yeah,
or you know, they want to, you know, dive a bit deeper into, you know, their spiritual practices, or perhaps they want to expand their psychic connection or whatever it may be.
yeah,
Yeah, deep down, everyone believes in something. Like I did a mediumship call the other day with someone and they said, oh, I'm very skeptical. And I said, well, that's healthy. It's good to be discerning. And that's okay. And it's, you know, and when it's a mediumship connection too, it's very personal and very sacred,
yeah,
because the person on the other end is often grieving, or they want real evidence from spirit that, you know, I am actually talking to dad or whatever.
exactly.
Um, but, you know, I said to her, you know, do you believe in love, or do you think love is like a spiritual, some kind of spiritual chemical reaction? And she said, oh, no, love's real. And I said, well, honey, spirit's exactly the same. You
Yeah,
know, it's that beautiful, loving connection.
Yeah.
So, you know, be it love, spirit, or something greater, I think either unconsciously or consciously, people believe in something, something greater. And so they're often looking for more depth in their lives, answers. They're looking for connection, and all of that. Plus, they want to see if we're a good fit. I like to work with people if there's a resonance, you know.
Exactly.
I think that's what they're seeking too. They're often with a discovery call, they're like, oh, well, we're a good fit. Is this going to work? Is there a resonance here? And I think that's a good idea. Yeah,
it is a good idea. It's very important to resonate, and I like what you said about everybody believes in something, and I kind of feel like when people are ready to extend their beliefs a little bit, or the power of what they believe in, then they will reach out and connect with somebody to help them with that extension or expansion of belief. Someone to give them the foundations, I guess, and the ability to grow that. So
I love that.
that's perfect.
You know, navigating all of that can be quite tricky if it's been, you know, for some people, it's almost like an overnight awakening through losing a loved one or losing a pet, or it might just be, or it could be a progressive awakening where they're just starting to notice things and sense things and they're trying to make sense of it. So just helping them navigate that and expand it and grow it and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes people have environments that they're around where they can't express that. So, you know, if they're going
good point.
If they're going to have that expansion, they need, you know, a mentor or a coach or a group or a community where they can start expressing what they believe and what they're expanding in, because unfortunately, there's still a lot of people in very closed environments and they can't express themselves. So
actually, that's so true, because I have clients that just want to talk to me about spiritual stuff because they can't talk to anyone else about it, because nobody else seems to get it.
No.
So often, it's about, and I love those sessions because we go, you know, we talk about all sorts of fabulous things, and quite often, you're quite right, it's simply that.
It is. And it's such a relief when you can, you know, tell people what's going on. I mean, you know, when the trees talk to me when I'm walking, I mean, I wouldn't be saying that to everybody that I converse with. But I mean, luckily for me, I've got a wider community that actually understand that. But
yes, exactly.
it's tricky. Yeah. So, do you have psychic coaching and mentoring that you offer people? How do you tailor that to accommodate each unique spiritual journey of the people that come?
Oh, thank you for that question. Probably the same way you do, my love. But, you know, I run group programs, but what I find is when I do the one-on-one psychic coaching, I can personalize it to people's, you know, really unique journeys. So for some people, they want spiritual counseling, healing, coaching, guidance, just about their everyday life. Other people want to develop their psychic abilities. You know, there's so many different things that we can do. And I just find when it's more of that kind of, you know, personalized approach, I can intuitively like tune in and tap in and, you know, give them what they really need to kind of, you know, move forward on their journey. And I just find it's more, it's more effective when I can meet them where they're at. And that can change from fortnight to fortnight too, because one fortnight it might be a healing session, the next fortnight it might be psychic development, the next fortnight it might be I'm going through this really tough thing at work. Can we do a psychic reading? So I like to personalize it to where they're at. And it's been really effective. And I'm really, and I love doing it too, because it's like so significant and meaningful to where they are in their life, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely not cookie cutter.
Definitely not cookie cutter.
No.
And there's
I
so
love
many
that.
people that have been doing it for as long as I have that don't do the one-on-one stuff, but it's still part of my higher calling.
Yes.
Because I just love, I get a real kick out of it when people, just observing and witnessing and holding space for them to rise and to really kind of, develop their intuitive side or, become happier or more at peace or whatever it might be. Yeah, I find that's just so rewarding for me. I find it rewarding, actually. Yeah.
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 I'm the same. I love it too, just to see whatever is sparking that person to want to expand, and then to see it unravel. I just love it too. It's exciting. It's just
It is exciting.
it is. It's wonderful.
And you're quite right, because I've had many different amazing teachers and mentors and coaches, and I still have a coach. I still have a support team. And, I think each teacher sparks something different in you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's almost
Yeah.
like, that beautiful kind of emoji where you're passing on the light,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like that. You're passing on that spark,
Absolutely.
it's wonderful.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. It's just such wonderful work. And so your beautiful decks of cards, let me go here. So I'll have the links to all of these in the description for people. So we've got the Fairy Temple Oracle. That was the first deck.
Oh, well done.
Was that the first deck?
The Star Temple Oracle was the first.
Oh, Star
Fairy
Temple
Temple was the
Oracle.
second, but
Fairy
close.
Temple. Then we've got the Water
Yeah, that's
Temple
your tree
Oracle.
spirits talking to you, Trish.
Then we've got the Water Temple Oracle, and then your latest one, the Oracle of Delphi.
Yes.
Beautiful deck.
I
So
love
these
the
are
Oracle of Delphi.
Yeah, and these are all available through Blue Angel Publishing. Also on your website as well, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a link there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
So what's next for
Thank you.
Suzy Cherub? What's
I've
next?
got the Moon Temple Oracle coming out this year, which is really exciting because I just love the moon phases and the cycle, that perpetual cycle of the moon. And we're so connected to the moon, and lunar energies are so connected to intuition and our own feminine cycles, and, so beautiful. So the Moon Temple Oracle. I've got 2 other Oracle decks in the pipeline, but they can't all come out at once, of course. So 2 books in the works. I've got a Moonrise Retreat in late August down near Tarthra, near Bermagui. Moon Temple monthly program to launch the Moon Temple Oracle, my Ask the Oracle podcast, and the most amazing collaborations, because I do believe in beautiful co-creative collaborations with amazing women like you, Trish. When we come together, everyone achieves more. So yay, so much to look forward to.
Oh
it's so fun. I love what I do. Yeah.
You're such a busy lady.
And I think we're going to be at the same summit in Brisbane early next year as well. So that'll be
next
fun.
year in April. That will be a lot of fun.
Can't wait to see you in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, I just love all the things that you're doing, and every retreat, every gathering, every community you bring together, you just really make a difference in people's lives, and you're doing it in a way that you really love as well. So it makes a difference in your life too. I mean, it's a
good point.
win-win, isn't it?
Good point. You know, I decided about 3 years ago that I was only going to do things that really called to me.
Yeah.
And when you do that, miracles really happen. It's amazing. Yeah.
And I decided that a couple of years ago as well. And actually it
Did
got
you?
more intense probably about a year ago. I'm like, you know what, I'm really only going to do things that really light my spark. And
I
I
love
feel
that.
like more and more people are doing that now too. Stepping out of
Yes.
the people pleasing, stepping out of the have tos and the shoulds, and
And
really
the
stepping into no.
overcompensation and yes,
Yeah, it's like, no, what
exactly.
brings me joy? What brings me joy? I want to do that.
Yes. And of course you're in your joy and you're bringing other
Yeah.
people along through that joyful journey, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things I love doing as well. I just love interviewing people. So
And you're so good at it. Like,
brings me brings me
I
joy, and then it
know.
also helps other people who can come in and listen.
And
So
you
I
do it
hope
so
we have.
beautifully. Thank you so much.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope. I hope. Well, I'm not going to hope. I'm sure we've sparked a few little hearts today with possibilities. And for anyone who wants to get in touch with Suzy and have a call and go to one of her events, all of the details are in the description. And it's been an absolute honour and pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life to come here. I really appreciate it, and I know that it's going to help people.
Thank you so much, Trish. It's been an absolute honor, joy, privilege. Love and adore you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, where I've also got another amazing guest lined up. I will see you for that one. Bye for now.